Feds move to block California's net neutrality law. Okay, so here's what's going on there. And this is going on right now. Net neutrality, for those of you that are regulars to this show, you know that net neutrality and municipal broadband, which is city-owned internet, that's part of the mission of this show. That's an issue that means an awful lot to me. Net neutrality is the policy that makes the internet free and open. It assures that the internet is treated like a utility. Like
it always was before.
Which it always was since the advent of the internet. Absolutely right, Steve. And it assures that it stays that way. It's treated the same way as flowing water to your house or like a phone call. If I call Steve or I call the White House, it's treated the exact same way. It's just treated like a phone call. Well, this assures that type of treatment for the internet. Without net neutrality, internet service providers can create fast lanes and slow lanes. They can have different content load at different speeds based on the provider, the content creator's ability to pay, which means CNN.com will load great. This show and other independent shows, not so much. That's what a post-net neutrality world can look like. They can make the internet into cable television 2.0. Why does big cable want this to happen? Because they can price gouge the internet further and make more money. What does it mean for we the people? It means we lose the medium of the internet as we know it.
It's already happening.
It's already happening. I mean, they're already testing out to see what they can get away with.
One of the rhythm keeps suggesting some weird shit to me, man.
Well, there's a lot of weird stuff. I mean, you see, for instances, where they, the firefighters couldn't get enough data. And that could have happened even with net neutrality. Something like that could have happened. But because we didn't have net neutrality, nothing could be done about that. When Verizon just didn't allow these firefighters to use the data they needed to fight a freaking fire, oh, by the way, some of those people might have been prison labor, so they might have been getting paid $1 a day to fight wildfires, and they couldn't even get the data that they needed. Thanks, Kamala Harris. But anyway,
probably plays into why it was such a low priority.
Well, because of a post-net neutrality world, they had no action against this. They could not take any action against this. So here's what's going on. In California, we actually have a very good net neutrality bill that was signed into law by Governor Brown before he left. And it's a good bill. We've covered it extensively on the show. It's a good bill. Now, what they're trying to do is they're trying to fight that in court. Now, what the court ruled recently, and this happened, they mentioned this in the article. In October of 2019, the FCC's reversal was mostly upheld. The reversal they're referring to was the FCC's repeal of net neutrality. The Trump FCC repealed net neutrality. But here's the kicker. The District of Columbia Court of Appeals ruled that the FCC did not have the legal authority to prohibit states from passing their own net neutrality regulations. What they're saying is, okay, the FCC had the authority to, take net neutrality away at the federal level. But if states want to pass their own net neutrality laws, they can do that. Which I thought in many ways, that's a good thing. I felt like the good outweighed the bad there because that's huge. Because here's the kicker. If two states pass net neutrality, which New York is working on theirs, California's already passed theirs, guess what? All of a sudden, 43% of the customer base in the country, you can't enroll net neutrality anti-net neutrality packages. So these cable companies are dead in the water. They can't do anything against net neutrality. So that's a big deal. So now the federal judges, they're trying to get federal judges to go after the state net neutrality laws, and that's where we're at to date.
So much for states' rights, right?
Huh?
For states' rights. That's always
right.
It's like, leave it to the local municipalities and the states and less government. And then when it comes to something like this, it's gonna, it's got huge implications for the public at large. Like you said, it's a utility just like water, gas, or anything else that you have into your home. Everybody needs to have it just to function in society now. Mm-hmm. And they're privatizing the hell out of it. Because it's in-stage capitalism and it's consuming itself, man. I mean, this is so hopefully, I mean, I don't know. I would love for that I would love for them to be able to do their own thing on the state and local levels. I mean, because I know was it the Pasadena City Council that you spoke to?
Yeah, man, it's been a slow climb, but yeah, I mean,
a year or two ago that you did that. I remember.
Yeah, it's been a little while now. Yeah, it's just
you look heartbroken over it now.
What?
You look heartbroken over it now. I'm sorry.
No. I'm a little. I feel bad that I'm not further. I mean,
Yeah.
it's one of those things though that it's kind of hard to be like, we need to break ground on a municipal broadband project during a pandemic. But the other side of it, man, and this is something I've talked about with a lot of people, we are seeing the need of the internet being a utility now more than ever because we're in a pandemic. Kids can't go to school if they don't have the internet. They're screwed, and this is the digital age we're living in.
And yet they're forcing them to go to school anyway.
What?
They're forcing them to go to school anyway.
Well, that's changing, I think. I think in Georgia, they've closed the schools in Georgia since, I believe. I think that school in Georgia where they did you hear about the thing where the kid took the picture and the kid got suspended? Yeah. I think that school has since gone online because they had a bunch of COVID cases.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how much of that was the PR pushback though? Because otherwise,
I mean, that's a fair question.
They would have gone right through with it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that kid hadn't put that up and it went viral.
Right. No, I see. They're trying to force the kids back to school, but there's still some schools aren't opening. A lot of colleges, they're not. So it's like people that don't have access to the internet, which still happens in the United States, they are at a beyond huge disadvantage. It's huge in the rural areas. So now more than ever, we're realizing how the internet needs to be a utility, a free and open utility. Yet it's like, you're kind of like, well, how can we act on it right now with everything that's going on? So, and that's what's going on with net neutrality policy. Why are they focusing on California? Because they know if California's net neutrality laws stand, which has been being battled out in the courts, they know that other states are going to follow and that we're going to hold the lines until we can get municipal broadband all over the country.
Which plays into also the judges that they've been pushing through, the Senate has been pushing through, the Democrats have been facilitating.
Yeah, they've been fast tracking Trump judges. Trump, very open, anti net neutrality administration,
pro corporate.
But they work in conjunction, man. I mean, Trump gave Ajit Pai the main gig, but who brought Ajit Pai in the first place? Obama did that.
Yeah,
and I mean, Tom Wheeler was a cable lobbyist. He wasn't. Tom Wheeler didn't want to get net neutrality on the books. He had to because the public demanded it. So, I mean, we don't. That
shows you the value of direct action.
Yeah, it really does. Because, I mean, here's the thing. If we did have a pro net neutrality head of the FCC, that would be huge in reinstating it. We probably would get that reinstated because the public would really rally around it again. So that would be big. But it's like you still have to recognize that it's like there's still so many dishonest actors on all sides, quote unquote, that are working against this thing.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Yeah. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your news